Hello, friends. Welcome to Betkraft, your home of sure bet football predictions and analysis. Okay, you're starting to get your games in this channel. We saw how we fared yesterday. We saw five out of the six games that we predicted yesterday coming out just the way we predicted them. Okay, kudos to those of us that won. Okay, congratulations to all of you. And today we go again. We have a lot of games going on, and we have selected few of them, and we made our in-depth analysis on those games, and we came up with this wonderful best possible verdicts for these very games. And before we move ahead, remember, if this is the first time you're coming across our video, please subscribe, click the subscription button down there so that you do not miss out. And as well, we also grow as subscribe and we grow as a community in this channel. Thank you very much. Have you done that? You've done it. Okay, thank you so much. So we'll move ahead. All right, today we're starting with India Super League, where we'll have Kerala Blasters coming up against Mohun Bagan. As usual, we go into the how they fared in the past 20 games, and also how they fared in the recent past 5 games, and also the head-to-head matches, how they fared. We look at the first 20 for the home side. We see that the home side have had 10 wins, 2 draws, and 8 losses, and the away side have seen 10 wins, also 3 draws and 7 losses. And taking a look at the past 5 games for both sides, we see that Kerala Brothers, who are the home side, have seen 1 win out of the past 5 games they've played, and also they have seen 4 losses out of the past 5 games they've played. Also, the away side have seen 4 wins in the past 5 and 1 draw in the past 5 games they've played. Okay, looking at the head-to-head, we have here over 8 head-to-head for these 2 teams. We see that in recent times, the away side, Mohun Bagan, have dominated this head-to-head fixture, winning it on 5 occasions out of 8. Okay, making them the dominant side in this very fixture, and we expect them in this fixture, seeing that they are also quite in a very good form. We expect them to come out winners in this very encounter. The away side to win. That's our verdict for this very game. And going to the next game that we have is in England, where we have Peterborough. This is England League One. Peterborough will be coming up against Stevenage. Okay, in this game, in the home side in the past 20, I've seen 12 wins, 3 draws, and 5 losses. While the away side, I've seen 7 wins, 7 draws, and 6 losses in the past 20 games I've had. And also looking at how they fared in the recent past 5 games, we'll see that for Peterborough have seen 5 wins out of 5 in the past 5 games I've played. They are a team quite in form, scoring so much goals in all these matches. Okay, we can see where they defeated Northampton 5-1. That's huge. And the away side have managed to win in the past 5 games, and I've also seen 2 draws and 1 loss in the past 5 games. Looking at the head-to-head for both sides, you could see that the head-to-head is quite even, seeing that in the past 8 for both sides, Peterborough have won 2, and Stevenage have also won 2 in the past head-to-head. But in this very encounter, we expect the whole side to come up with a better result, seeing that they are quite informed. We expect the home side to win this game or draw at least. So win or draw, that's the verdict for this very game. Home win or draw, that's the verdict. And to the next game that we have, it is in French Cup, where we'll have PSG coming up against Nice in French Cup. And taking a look at how they've been faring in the past, we'll see that PSG have seen 13 wins out of 20. They have also seen 7 draws, and they have 0 loss in the past 20 games they've had. While the Nice, on the other hand, have seen 9 wins, 4 draws, and 7 losses in the past 20 games they've played. In the recent past for both sides, we can also look at it and see that PSG have seen 2 wins and 3 draws in the past 5 games they've played, while the away side, Nice, have seen just 1 draw and 4 losses in the past 5 games they've played. Okay, come to head-to-head, you can also see that Paris Saint-Germain have been a dominant side in the head-to-head, seeing them defeat this side 5 times out of 8, drawing 1, and Nice defeating Paris Saint-Germain on 2 occasions out of these 8 fixtures. And that brings us to the verdict that the home side, who is quite much more informed, is very much likely to pick the spoils. And our verdict for this very game is home win. Okay, PSG to win. That's our verdict in that very game. And the next that we have for you, okay, is all right. The next game is in Spanish La Liga, second division. okay, Spanish Segunda Division. That's what it's called. And look at, we'll see that it is Levante who will be facing FC Andorra in the Segunda League. And looking at how they fared in the past 20 for both sides, you can as well see that the home side Levante have seen 5 wins, 8 draws, and 7 losses in the past 5 games. And the away side have seen 4 wins, 7 draws, and 9 losses in the past 20 games they've had. And looking at how they fared in recent past for both sides, Levante, who have managed 1 win out of 5 and have seen 2 draws and 2 losses in the past 5 games they've had. And Andorra also have been able to, manage 1 win, 2 draws, and 2 losses in the past 5 games I've had so far. And coming to head-to-head, we'll see that in the past 4 head-to-head for both sides, we'll see that Levante have won 2 and Andorra have won 2. And what you have noted is also each of these wins for both sides, it always happens when these 2 teams are playing home. Once Andorra is playing home, they always win. When Levante plays home, they always also win. And in this very encounter, we expect Levante, who is the home side in this very encounter, to come up with good result. And it is home win or draw in this very encounter. Okay, and the next is a Champions League match that we have for you. The first Champions League game that we have for you today is Atletico Madrid coming up against Inter Milan. We can as well note that the first leg of this very encounter, which was played 2 weeks ago, we saw Inter Milan defeating Atletico Madrid on that occasion by 1-0. And taking a look at how they are faring recently, we see that in the past 20 for both sides, the home side Atletico Madrid have managed 9 wins, 3 draws, and 8 losses in the past 20 games they've played, while their away side Inter Milan have seen 17 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss in the past 20 games. And also in recent times, you can see that Atletico Madrid have only managed 1 win and 1 draw, and also losing 3 in the past 5 games they've had. And also you can see that Inter Milan, in the past 5 games they have played so far, they have seen a win, defeating all their opponents in the past 5 games, including Atletico Madrid. The first leg of this very encounter. And looking at head-to-head for both sides, you can see that in the past 2 head-to-head for both sides, Inter have always won 1-0 in both our home and away on past 2 head-to-head for both sides. But in this very encounter, we know how Atletico is when they're playing at Vicente Calderon, and we expect this match. We don't expect them to lose this very encounter. We expect to see, a much more, change Atletico side, and our verdict for this very encounter is home side to win or draw. Atletico Madrid to win or draw in this very encounter. Okay, and the next game that we have for you is in Champions League, the second match of the Champions League, where we have Borussia Dortmund coming up against PSV. And you can as well note that the first leg of this very encounter, when PSV played at home, they had a 1-1 draw with Borussia Dortmund in that first leg of this very encounter. And looking at how they fared in the past 20, we could see that the home side, Dortmund, have been able to manage 8 wins, 9 draws, and 3 losses in the past 20 games. And the away side have seen 14 wins, 5 draws, and 1 loss in the past 20 games they've had. And looking at the recent performances, we see that in the past 5 for Borussia Dortmund, they've been able to see 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss. Okay, and the away side, PSV, on the other hand, have seen 3 wins, 2 draws in the past 5 games. Okay, and in this very encounter, we expect the home side the home side Borussia Dortmund, to come up with some sort of results, and our verdict is Borussia Dortmund to win or draw in this very encounter. That's our verdict. And going to the next match that we have for you for today, which happened to be the last for the day, is in Polish Ekstraklasa, Polish league. You see, where Corona will be coming up against Raków Częstochowa in Polish league. And we look at how they fared in the past 20, we see that the home side have seen 5 wins, 8 draws, and 7 losses. The away side as well have seen 8 wins, 5 draws, and 7 losses in the past 20 games. And looking at how they fared in recent times, we see that the home side have managed 2 draws and 3 losses in the past 5 games, and the away side have seen 2 wins, 2 draws, and 1 loss in the past 5 encounters. And looking at how they fared in the head-to-head for both sides, for the past 7 head-to-head matches both sides have met, we've seen the home side, which is Raków, defeat the away side Raków defeating Corona on 4 occasions out of 7. we see also Corona having the win on 3 occasions out of 7. And in this very encounter, we actually expect the away side, which is Araco, to either win or draw in this very encounter. And that concludes our verdict for you today. And I wish you the very best of luck. And I also want to remind you to also bet responsibly. Do not put your entire portion in betting. Okay, choose wisely. These are football games, anything can happen. But I always encourage you to bet about 4 or 5 of each time we predict this. Select about 4 or 5, and that will be enough for you. Okay. I hope to see you again tomorrow for the next predictions. Okay, but until then, keep winning. Okay.